of innovation were number one in the ingredients because we brought two brand new ingredients to the Advocare portfolio. This is banana leaf, not banana leaf, banana leaf, and Moringa oleifera, and these are two plants that are highly valued for their medicinal qualities. And what these two ingredients do is that they help the body to better regulate its blood sugar metabolism. And why? Because that's one of the driving things that drives craving, and it helps to make for irregular appetite control. So we're very proud of those two unique ingredients. We added to that a decaffeinated green coffee bean extract. So this is a product that can be used by anybody in their weight management program. But most exciting, I think, for us was the new delivery system. So now we were able to bring a sustained release botanical product, which means that with one capsule we can have a benefit for 12 hours. So we suggest to take 2 capsules a day to get a full relief of cravings and better appetite control to help you achieve your weight management goals. So this could actually be a product that would be standalone for people that are trying to maintain a healthy weight, or it can also be an add-on product to the M&S or to the core nutrition.
Absolutely. And Crave Check SR is also non-thermogenic. The ingredients are not intended to increase metabolism or heart rate, so people that may have contraindications, who may be looking to avoid caffeine and don't use an M&S product, they can be very good candidates for Crave Check SR. Now, also at Leadership School, we talked a lot about the reformulation, the innovation and improvements of Advocare Spark. Advocare Spark is the flagship product of Advocare. We sell a lot of Spark, you sell a lot of Spark, so we wanted to take the necessary steps to make it better when we introduced it. Dr. Keene, why don't you tell us about some of the improvements?
Happy to. It always seems a bit dangerous to take a great product and tinker with it, but in this case, I think the innovative changes are really well worth it. What's the same? It still has 20 vitamin minerals and other nutrients, which makes it a lot more of a beverage than something that only contains caffeine. The amount of caffeine in it has been kept at 120 milligrams, which is a very reasonable dose for adults. So all of that's the same. What has changed is some of the basic foundation that was necessary to get it all in the solution. And the caloric load as a consequence of these changes has been reduced, in my opinion, dramatically. It's a 30-calorie reduction in what you get now from a single-use product. That doesn't sound like much, but if you have 2 or 3 a day, it's close to 100 calories a day. And you can easily do the math and say, over a year, that's going to save the energy that's required to lose 2 or 3 pounds. So it's those small steps that will tell people it's a few calories here, a few calories there. And on top of it, it's just smaller and easier to carry around. So I think it's really a phenomenal improvement.
Dr. Goldberg, you use more Spark than anybody. So why don't you tell us what you like about the improvements?
Well, Dr. Hartman, first of all, I've been on the board for 15 years and on product for 16 years. And I take a lot of products. In fact, you can check the new Impact magazine and you can see some of the products that I take. 67 years old, 2.5 hours of exercise a day, see 70 patients a day. The products work. Without a doubt, the products work. And when it comes to Spark, I sat here with you rehearsing. I figure I've taken over 11,000 servings of Spark. So I guess that makes me a Sparkologist. And there is no difference with the reformulation in its effectiveness for energy, which I'm all about, and the focus that I get when I hit the office. So it is the same. What more can you ask for in terms of this convenient thing versus this huge package? And in this day and age with environments, realize between the canisters, the millions and millions of canisters and flat packages that Advocare sells, what we're doing for the environment in terms of the savings. Just look at the difference here and the difference in there. So Advocare is also about going green. And Marco, let me also add, if you're interested in a shot of energy. We have the Slam products. And I don't know about you, how many tried the new assortment that came out? Were you as disappointed as I was that they sold out? Well, maybe if you let people know what flavors you like, maybe we can bring them back.
What else you got in your pocket?
You don't want to know.
I personally was very disappointed when the summer slam disappeared. But that's the beauty of the summer. You get a lot of surprises. Do you guys remember last year the Lunchapalooza? Anyone? That was the first time you got to see the new version of Spark. This year we decided that it was so much fun last year, let's do it again. So we had Lunchapalooza 2.0. And one of the products which actually was launched during the Lunchapalooza 2.1 is personally our family's favorite product. We live in Texas, it gets very hot, you sweat a lot when you're outside. What do you need? You need to replace that water and electrolytes. So how about this one? Advocates OTG on-the-go electrolyte replacement drink. Dr. Kramer, there is no one better here than you who can explain this product to us.
It's very important to understand that during every day we lose water, and whether it be through sweat or exhalation or just normal body functions, we go through a slow process of dehydration. What's important to understand is you have to replace the water, but more importantly, you have to replace it with quality accessory nutrients that allow for resistance to fatigue, replace the electrolytes that are lost in sweat. As you exercise and become more active in the workplace, you lose more of the electrolytes. And here is where OTG is great, allowing for a sodium and potassium 1-to-1 ratio that's basically provided by this OTG bottle and allows you to put it back in your body. So basically you're replacing the lost electrolytes along with the water. Now to further support it from fatigue and actually recovery, you also have other nutrients such as calcium, magnesium that help muscle function, potentially reduce cramping. And there's a lot of other aspects of B vitamins that actually, again, accentuate the functions that are going on. So I think in process, we all go through a variety of different needs when it comes into different environments. If you were at the Six Flags the other day, I know I was, coming from Ohio, it was an extreme experience. And I think it's very important that we think of replacing our water content with important accessory nutrients like this that's the best on the market. So drink up.
I know our family loves this product, but there is a product or a group of products actually which has become a natural part of our everyday life. They are also a typical example of proportioned foods. I'm talking about the Advo bars. Anyone here loves the Advo bars? Anyone have them?
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the Advo bars, and particularly about the one which we also launched during the Lunchapalooza Advo Bar Beach. Dr. Pimiento.
So as you can imagine, I'm a huge Advo bar fan. When you have a busy lifestyle, sometimes it's hard to stop and go and have a snack or have something to eat. Sometimes actually you're skipping lunch or something like that. So I was extremely happy when I got the first samples of the Advo bar Beach. And it's delicious. And it's not just delicious, and I really love it. But it also is a very good source for balanced nutrition. It has 170 calories, it has tons of protein, 11 grams, and it has fiber. It also has vitamins and minerals. And actually, I can tell you that it's about to replace the chocolate Advo as my favorite. So that is difficult because I love chocolate.
Then I'm also glad to hear that because last night you heard we launched a brand new flavor of our very popular meal replacement shakes, chocolate peanut butter. Now, you truly were the first to hear about it. I hope you got online last night after the opening act and place some orders. Dr. Kresge, why don't you tell us about the new flavor of the meal replacement shake?
I mean, way to go, Advocare. I mean, does everyone like chocolate peanut butter cups as much as I do? I love this flavor. Fantastic. So while I also like the traditional vanilla and chocolate meal replacement shakes, they're very versatile in the fact that you can add additional fruits or other components to them.
They said they
I
had
have
these
twin
five, but I don't see
17-year-old
anybody.
sons, and they just love it when I add peanut butter and bananas to the chocolate milkshake. And they just love that, and which is really tasty. But I know not too many of us can handle those extra calories that come from adding the peanut butter to the chocolate shake, like my son Marius can. So, what a great new invention, this chocolate peanut butter all in one. But yet, it's still the same amount of calories, 220 calories, 24 grams of highly digestible protein. Fantastic. And the other great component of it, it's very high in fiber, 6 grams of fiber per shake. I mean, that's just fantastic.
Absolutely. And speaking to the calorie portion of the meal replacement shake, 220 calories, the same as our other shakes. Dr. Redmond, I know you're a big fan of that.
Yeah, portion control is where it's at, everyone, especially if you're on a new trajectory to achieve another healthy weight goal in your life. But what makes meal replacement shakes so important is that they contain 26 vitamin and minerals. So this can actually be used to replace an entire meal, or you can use it as a partial meal replacement, which means it's an add-on to a meal that you already have. Remember, we're always talking about the importance of selecting our portion-controlled foods to have high amounts of protein, because this is absolutely critical for helping us feel full at the end of that meal, but also for boosting our metabolism, because protein is the macronutrient that has the most energetic effects on the body.
And like me, when I hear the word protein, I think of one person. Dr. Dudrick, tell us about the benefits of protein.
Well, protein is such a basic nutrient for our structure and our function that it's really the ultimate compound that you can't live without, and everything else kind of serves to support what protein does. And there's no extra protein in your body. Every molecule of protein you have in your body serves some sort of purpose. So it's the right stuff, just like the astronauts. And protein can't be overemphasized. And just thinking about the chocolate peanut butter new complete meal, it joins the other complete meals we have that are well fortified with easily absorbed and utilizable protein, and that's very, very important. And just something that I learned this week is that if you take the new chocolate peanut butter and pop a marshmallow in there with it, it's like having a s'more. You just don't have the campfire or the charcoal.
How'd you think of that? How'd you think of that? How'd you think of the marshmallows?
What kind?
How did you think of the marshmallows?
He's a scientist. Scientists will remain to be.
Yeah, whatever you like. There's some good protein in the marshmallows, too.
You must be using different marshmallows. So, switching gears from replacing products, it's very, very common when we're out in the field as a group or individually, we get tons and tons of questions from distributors. And if we're getting those questions, you're probably also getting the same questions from prospects, customers, clients, people who just want to know more about Advocare, more about supplements in general. So let's talk about just some big hot topic questions that are always at the forefront of what people are asking about. And let's start off with probably the biggest one in terms of regulation. There's a lot of misconceptions about regulation and dietary supplements. So right off the bat, Dr. Keene, Dr. Blumberg, is the dietary supplement industry regulated? And what steps are